Turning now to the latest on the federal workforce fallout. Right now, people are gathering around the United States Capitol, protesting against President Donald Trump's push to downsize the federal workforce. The No Kings on President's Day rally is one of many across the country today. Our Rafael Sanchez Cruz is there speaking with those who have already lost their jobs and others who fear they might be next. Rafa, we saw people gathering around noon today when we saw you earlier.
Yeah, that's right, Simone. That crowd has since dwindled down to just a couple dozen people walking around this area. But here on Capitol Hill, protesters took aim at President Donald Trump and the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk. But they held this rally here outside of the U.S. Capitol to also send a message to members of Congress. They're telling them to step in to help save federal workers from getting the pink slip.
Charles, who asks we only use his first name, is a father, husband, and disabled veteran. He says he never thought he would find himself in the situation he is now.
Basically, I got fired because OPM coded me incorrectly in an algorithm.
Charles was not a probationary employee, meaning working for the federal government for 2 years or less. Up until Friday, he worked for the Department of Veteran Affairs for 10 years. Then he was cut from the agency.
DOGE is basically calling the shots and not the VA.
I just woke up on Friday, locked out of all of my systems, and found out that I had been illegally fired.
Grant, who also didn't want us to give his last name, says that despite being a high performer with positive reviews, he also got fired. He used to work for the Department of Energy.
Basically, in the letter, it just said it would be in the public interest to terminate your service.
Both former federal employees found themselves Monday afternoon protesting at the No Kings on President's Day rally. Both joined hundreds of others near the U.S. Capitol. Their message? Opposition to the Trump administration's efforts to downsize the federal government in the name of cost savings.
I don't know anyone who doesn't believe in reform, whether it's international development, whether it's civil service, whether it's government. But the way it's being done is chaotic and it's cruel.
Elon Musk has got to go.
Protesters questioned the legality of the cuts being made by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, run by tech billionaire Elon Musk.
I teach a class and I have a lot of students with IEPs, so special education students, and the funding for that relies on the Department of Education.
Sydney says she's concerned about what a possible elimination of the U.S. Department of Education could mean for her students, and she's not alone.
Where all of us need to understand, it might not be happening to you now, it might not be impacting you now, you might not be a migrant, an immigrant, but it's coming to you next.
Yeah, and DOGE insists that they're cutting down on wasteful government spending. I did reach out to the Department of Veteran Affairs for Charles' case there at the beginning, but we have yet to hear back from the agency. On Capitol Hill, I'm Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
All right, Rafa, appreciate your reporting on this for us today. Thank you. Meanwhile, the protests stretched across the country today, including in Annapolis, Maryland. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen was there and spoke of a growing people's movement.
We are going to fight this in the courts. We are going to fight this in Congress, and there can be no more business as usual in Congress. And we are going to have to fight this with this movement in all 50 states.
You can count on WUSA 9 to keep pressing for answers about the decisions impacting federal workers. And when we get those answers, we'll be sharing them with you on air, online, and streaming on WUSA 9+.